Welcome back, coders, to another episode of the Code Word. This week, it's just going to be me and Dylan. We are chilling here, going to be talking about a bunch of different subjects, including the crazy EA Star Wars debacle, as well as a number of other topics with PUBG, Mario, him drinking and coughing himself to death. But before we get all into that, I wanted to quickly just remind everybody about our Patreon page, patreon.com/GameKod3. Highly recommend you check that out if you want to support the channel and help us grow even further. My cat just entered the room. That may be a problem. We'll see how this goes. Then also we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/GameKod3. But if you really want to get the most up-to-date updates right now, that would be our Twitter pages at Delightful Dylan, right?
Hey, that's me, I think.
At game_KOD3. So
it's all down below.
It's all down in the you're absolutely right. And if you want to friend request us, do all that kind of cool stuff. I'm looking for people who want to play Doom with me. And shout out to Groovy for being the first one in here.
Groovy.
So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my boy, Delightful Dylan.
Hey,
tell us about the Code Word.
Alrighty. So for anybody who's new to the podcast, first of all, welcome. Second of all, it is not called just a code word, just to be fancy. We have a code word every week. You say the code word in the live chat, you get a shout out, or we'll answer a question for you here live on the podcast.
If you don't, we won't. Just a key.
Fact.
We're looking for that because it's hard to bounce back and forth.
We're going to start enforcing that rule finally. But this week's is the deets, because that's what we got. We got the deets.
We got all kinds of deets.
Yeah, deets.
Including the aerosol spray that gets rid of bugs.
It's bad for you. But other than that, we got the deets. Spelled the same though. D-E-E-T-T-S.
Yeah. For us.
Depending on how many you have.
Anyway, so let's kick things off. What have you been playing this week?
What have I been playing? Well,
I don't know if I've ever seen you play anything.
No, I've been playing a little bit of PUBG.
Yeah.
Okay? Threw a little PUBG in there. Had some fun matches. Been getting real crazy with the supply drops.
Your kills have been good.
And kills. Yeah, the kills. I've been getting feisty. I've been going after it, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the supply drops, I've hit a good 5 or 6 this week, and mostly in solo. Yeah, I've just been getting ballsy, and I said, you know what? I got a vehicle. I'm a haul ass. If I get shot at, I'll just keep on moving. You know, and then I get there, and nobody shoots at me, and I'm like, oh, look at this, a Gorza or an M24. It's so nice. But
you know what? I don't think that they're as hot as everyone thinks that those zones are. Drops can be like incredibly crazy if it's like a really small circle, but for the most part, I feel like it's a pretty safe place to be.
Yeah, I think the first 2 circles, if you have a vehicle, you have pretty good odds. Because, like you said, not everybody's going for it, and worst case, you just drive away while somebody else picks it up, because they're not going to chase you if they're picking up a box. But it's been fun. I got some crazy ones. I got one playing solo right before Adam got on last night. Had a level 3 vest, 8x scope, and the M24 in it. It was awesome.
What?
Yeah, like normally you get one of those 3, and this had all of it.
I remember the wasn't it the M24 that you weren't for? Oh no, the AWM that you'd never seen.
AWM,
before.
Yeah, AWM I've never played with. I finally
it's a giant ass sniper. That fucker can go through anything.
I find the M24 is pretty badass.
M24 is similar,
yeah. But yeah, so it's been fun. But I think I've been playing more aggressively because of the second game in my lineup, which is Call of Duty World War II.
Oh snap!
It's been fun. I've been teasing around. And I am an adamant hater of team deathmatch, just straight team deathmatch. But I've been playing it just to get my feet wet, because I hate team deathmatch. I don't know why. I prefer like kill confirmed. Yeah.
No, I know you like.
There's way too much camping in TDM because you don't have to move. You know what I mean? Like you could just corner camp if people fucking.
Because you don't have to get out of your spot.
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. Yeah,
like, I see. Because like
KC, you got to go get a tag, or your teammates have to get a tag. You know,
yeah.
Someone's got to go out there. But so I've been getting a little frustrated with it. So I've been teasing around with it. Found that I really like Capture the Flag. Been playing that today a little bit off stream, and oh my god, so fun. because they changed it from previous games where when you pick up the flag, you know how they usually have it so you either hold it with both hands and you can only melee, like in Halo, or you're holding it and you have like just a pistol.
Yeah.
Well, they made it faster paced, and they said all it does is shoot a flag out of your fucking head, and you still have your regular rifle. Like,
whoa,
yeah,
that's a game changer.
It's more my style. Yeah, and you get extra points if you get kills with the flag. So like, if you get a few kills on the way back, you get like a shit ton of points.
That's fucking awesome.
So it's been really fun. It's really fast paced. Capture the flag, and I'm really digging it.
I think I'd like that even.
Yeah. And I'm creeping up on the first prestige finally. I'm level 42 now.
Nice.
And just about to prestige my a couple of my divisions and get the special weapons unlocked and everything. So I'm pretty happy with it so far. Haven't messed with zombies or campaign yet. Probably do some zombies this weekend still.
I'm actually very hyped to see you do zombies in campaign because I've actually been completely in the dark still.
These zombies, I've heard horror stories.
I've actually heard some good stuff. Yeah, now that I've like.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, like.
Are they?
But they're fast.
Yeah, and scary
from the beginning. Yeah, fast and scary.
So they lived up to their name. Like I had heard some early reviews that got me nervous, and then I read more, and everybody else was like, "Whoa, these are great!" So yeah, I'm excited for zombies in campaign. I watched the opening sequence for like 20 minutes, but it wasn't enough. Like so, I wanna see more.
Yeah, campaign. I plan on doing a little series in. I'll probably do some pre-recorded stuff in that. I don't think I'm gonna stream campaign.
I'm with you.
Yeah, just take out all the fluff, you know.
Awesome,
but yeah, other than that, nothing on the consoles really. Been playing that South Park Phone Destroyer game.
Oh yeah, really
fun. It's pretty entertaining.
Still haven't gotten a chance to play it.
It's addicting. It is.
I just like it because embarrassing phone game to admit to.
I got a few. You know, I still play the Force Arena game, Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I mean, can't go wrong with Star Wars. So
I mean, you can. We'll talk about that later, though.
Not on the phone. We'll say that.
That's sadly, crazy that we're saying that.
The phone has better odds.
Oh, don't worry about it, Groovy. Don't be sad.
And then probably gonna, even though I have it on PC, gonna pick up Tales from the Borderlands on Xbox because it's games with gold right now.
Oh, get it free.
And it's, I'll say it's my second favorite Telltale game, and I've played, I think, all of them except for the Minecraft one.
That one's shitty. I tried.
The only one I like better is The Wolf Among Us because it's like super original.
Yeah, I heard that was very good.
Yeah, and the second one's coming out soon, so I'm so excited.
I know.
But yeah, so probably gonna dabble in that. Might do a little stream or something during the week or something like that.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's pretty much all you've been playing?
That's it, man.
Dude, you have a pretty good lineup. Yeah. I have been kind of all over the place, actually, which is great. I guess I'll get the newest one out of the way, and then I'll work backwards. No, it's not going to be Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario Odyssey. Chill. We're going to get to that one probably last. But the latest game I've been playing is actually Stick It to the Man. Zoink Games sent me a review copy. So shout out to Zoink Games. You guys are the best. Going to be doing a full review for that one. I have played it on the Wii U, so it's going to be a lot of like similar impressions. They haven't changed anything. That's not what I was looking for. I was just looking to see if it was a really good port, and so far, positive things. I don't want to
looks like it would lend itself really well to the Switch.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where you can pick up and play for a little while, and then if you get stuck, you put it down, and it's just nice because like if somebody else is on the TV, you can put some headphones in and just play a little bit. It's an adventure game. It's pretty fun and it's hilarious.
I think that might be one of the first games I watched
me play right
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the first that I did for the channel, wasn't it? Or was it my channel?
Yeah, I think
my old channel.
I think it was either the last of your old channel or the first of this channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Was that like a crossover period we had?
Yeah, where we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go. So I'm glad I may have to redo some of that. So just some notes on I won't be able to stream once the embargo's up, but I will be able to drop the review right on the date of the embargo. Nice. So that'll be the 23rd, which is the launch date. So it should be at 12. I'll have to double check, but I think it's at like 12:01 a.m. Eastern time, and then I'll be able to drop that live. So come back, check out the review. I'll let you know what I think. If you haven't played it, for sure, check out that review.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I've been having a good time. But then the other game I've been playing, this is not Super Mario Odyssey.
I know which one this is.
Are you
I
sure?
think. I think.
Guess.
Does it have to do with Mars?
Yes, it does.
Hey.
It's Doom, guys. It's Doom. I've been playing the fuck out of Doom.
Yeah.
That game, have you played it before?
I haven't, and I'm upset about it.
Dude, no, like I don't care how you play it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's on a Switch, a PC, Xbox.
Yeah.
Find the cheapest version, play that fucking game. It's so damn good. I would wish that you could play it on Switch with me so that I could play multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because like the single player is amazing. It gets a little repetitive from what I've seen. Like,
it's Doom though.
But it's Doom. Like, you know,
yeah.
but the moments when it's at its height are some of the most fulfilling shooting sequences I've ever felt in a game. Like, they're just so tight. It feels so good to get on this roll where you're just like almost poetry in motion with you know, if you slowed it down, it would look like it was just like magic of death, just explosions of blood and ammo and life. And it's just magical. And it runs really well on the Switch. So surprisingly, it's one of those games.
The streams have looked awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those games where it's like it shocks you when you keep like realizing you're playing it on a fucking tablet. Like, it like blows your mind. So I'm excited for what's to come next. Like Wolfenstein seems like it's definitely possible now. I don't think it's going to be as janked of a port as I was worried it was going to be.
Yeah.
But single player is amazing. Like, really like it. Probably like a 8.5, 9 out of 10. Really solid. Like, not finished, but I'm like a level and a half away, I think. Barely away from the end. Multiplayer though, holy fuck, it has caught me off guard. Like, it's so damn good.
I've been saying this from day one before it came out for the Switch.
Yeah.
The multiplayer is the multiplayer version of Serious Sam that I always wanted.
Yes.
Like the way that it plays, that's what it looks like to me.
It's just magic.
Oh, it looks so good.
And the game types are great. So there's a kill confirmed version. That's an awesome version because it's so difficult to get fucked when you get kill confirmed, because you're trying to get these tags and then somebody will blow you the hell up from somewhere else. And like things in this game are both overpowered and underpowered in the right ways. So it's like you'll get like a machine gun. That shit doesn't hit that hard per bullet. Like, it'll take a lot of bullets to kill somebody, but you can shoot across a map at them. And if you're good with your aim, like, you can fuck somebody up. Entire teams you can fuck up if they're not paying attention to you. Not to mention, some of them have secondaries, which are like harder hitting. Like, the shotgun has like a grenade launcher attached to it. And
I saw you unlock the shotgun.
I'm just like, I'm in love, dude. And then there's like demon unlocks you can get. So you can be the giant fucking badass demons. And they're so overpowered. But it's like
they're the demon.
The whole idea is like your whole team has to go after it and take it down.
Yeah.
And while it does swing the tide, you have just as many opportunities to get it as they do. So it's insanely well balanced. Like, it feels like, and I'm good at it, so that helps me a lot.
That's good. It looks like the animation style. It looks like how I want it to look, especially for Doom multiplayer. Like, it doesn't look like it takes itself too serious, and
no, it doesn't.
It's like the perfect speed of gameplay not even from your videos, from other videos I've seen. It looks like the flow of battle is like the perfect speed for the game.
And there's enough variety in game types that you never feel like you're playing the same thing. So you're constantly having to adjust your tactics. You can force it to play team deathmatch if you want to, but that's probably like you were saying with COD, it's the weakest mode in the game. Like, it's fine, and like if you do a really good team deathmatch, I guess it's good. But I can tell you from the beta, I hated the multiplayer. I thought it was boring. It was way too fast-paced in like the wrong ways and very unbalanced. Now,
from the Switch version that I've been watching you play, it looks like they've fixed all those bugs that I saw in the beta.
Yeah, like, the little things that issues and stuff. Yeah. No, everything's fine. Like, I haven't found a gun that feels like I can't beat that gun if I switch up my strategy. Now, sometimes I'll get into a match where I'm trying one strategy, it's not working. I just switch up. It's like you do, like midway through a COD match. If you're fucking terrible with the shotgun this match, you switch it up.
Exactly.
But then you kill everybody. So
I try. I had some off stream like really good matches, and I'm so upset they were off stream.
I can tell you've been getting frustrated. It's funny because like your idea of like bad is like a kill death ratio of 1.
Yeah,
like, that's like terrible. You're
really
pissed.
upset.
Fuck. Like if you've killed one person for every death you had, you're just like, I want to quit. I want to fucking kill everything. God damn it. But then if you have like a 2-1, that's okay.
No, dude,
so
my first match on Capture the Flag ever in the game, and I had like 2 caps, 5 returns, and I was like 21-6.
Damn.
It was like, and I came into the match late. I would like just walked in and was like, Papa's fucking home, and just wrecked him, dude.
I've done that in a couple Doom matches. It feels so good to come in like in the second half and just like will your team to a victory. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna murder all you motherfuckers. You like, don't even
chat off. They just knew to follow me and fucking just pick up the bodies in my wake. It was
it's the best thing ever.
And then I was sitting there like, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, none of this is being recorded. Why? Thank God for leaderboards.
That's your mistake, man. You always have to
record. I'm already in the top like 26,000 or some shit and capture the flag.
That's amazing, actually, dude. I would love to play COD. It's like it's on the list, but I would love to play COD.
You have 11 months.
Yeah.
You could jump in at any point in the next 11 months and have just as much fun.
No, I'm not worried about it. That's why I'm not getting it right now. Just because, like, I don't have the money or the time. I mean, to get all of them. If people absolutely beg us to play together, maybe that'll change, but not right now. So you heard it here first. You guys have influence over what we buy in video games. Pretty much always have.
Or just, you can buy Keith the game.
That would make me feel so
Or
happy.
just buy me Assassin's Creed and forget about
Keith. Assassin's Creed. I would love to play that. No time, no money.
Oh, it looks so fun.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it.
I watched the Anubis battle and I was like, right. There's like a challenge. There's a challenge to get like, did you get like super high level gear? And it's not, I don't think it's out in the actual game yet. I watched some streamers do it and they had early access and it's fucking awesome.
It's epic, man. It's epic as hell.
I want it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Other than that, I've been playing. Oh God, let me see. Hold on, let me pull it up and find out.
Oh yeah, I wonder what game you've been playing.
Oh, actually, there's a different one. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it with the bright light.
Oh, you got that? Nice.
Yeah, it's a Rocket League. I had my friend over last night.
That would probably be the second game I got when I get a Switch.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's actually really good on Switch too. It's definitely lower resolution. I think that's the biggest thing. But
I'm not playing it for resolution on that, honestly.
But I don't think I was playing Rocket League for graphics anyway. No. So, but I'll be honest. I think that port was worse than the Doom port, but it's still very good. It runs at 60. It's super smooth, and split screen was great. Like we played for like 4 hours last night. Nice. Rocket League's awesome. I'm not amazing at it, but I love it.
Yeah. I haven't worked out like that perfect play like a lot of people have, but it's really, really fun. Anytime it's free to play, I'm always on it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to torture you anymore. The last game I've been playing, Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, you play that?
Hey, Donovan, welcome to the stream. You have missed a lot, so much, like just what we've been playing. Actually.
You missed all the deets.
Hashtag the deets. That's the code word. I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey, and I beat the game.
Yeah.
And I shared my thoughts on a live short version of the code word with Adam right after. Feel bad that I didn't have you there, but
I was watching some of it, so
that's good. It's unbelievable. It's kind of mind blowing that Zelda, like the best Zelda I've ever played, and potentially the best Mario game I've ever played. I would say probably the best Mario game I've ever played, released in the same damn year. Yeah. It's like we're spoiled. I mean, it's just so good. Like, what do you want to know about it?
Nothing, because I want to play it.
It's so damn good, and the less you know, the better.
The biggest thing I was worried about was the whole body transfer shit with the hat. Like, I felt like it was going to annoy me more than anything.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Because I was going into it before you started playing. I knew about that, and I was like, I want to be like a traditionalist with the 3D Marios. Like, let's stay with Mario 64 and just fucking make it bigger. And then the way that they like incorporate it, and feel like they don't overuse it, and when you do get to use it, it's always fun.
Yeah. That's one thing I will say. Like, I don't think there was any character that I took over that wasn't fun to control and brought something very unique that Mario himself could definitely not do. So I think that was the big key, is like, you need to make sure that it's not just like a Mario clone that you're taking over that controls worse. Like, if that was the case, then fuck, this would be terrible.
It felt necessary, and it felt like it worked into the game like the perfect lengths. I guess would be the best way to say it. Like, you didn't overplay the shit. Like, it was like,
no. The only thing I can say,
use it and then boom.
That's like kind of hurting my head, just contemplating it, is like, I probably unlocked 252 moons in my single player playthrough. That took about 20. That took like, no, not even close. That took like 25 hours, 24 hours, something like that. Immediately after, it unlocks these things that every single kingdom you've been to now has new moons to go get. Completely new ones. So my theory is that brings us up to 500.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, there are 999. There are 999 moons. The true ending gets found at 500. Who's switching the cameras?
Something?
Magic, buddy. Magic. No, it's
production questions. Don't answer him. You didn't say the code word.
Yeah, you didn't say the code word. What were you going to ask? I'm sorry. Something about moons.
Yeah, you said so like the true ending. Does it unlock?
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Okay, you haven't done it. Yeah, you haven't done it.
Because I'm at like 264 moons now or something like that. So
I want it
inching up.
I want it to just unlock Mario 64.
I don't want to say. Did you watch the stream?
Yeah, I watched the stream. I know what you're about. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I just don't want to I don't want to spoil something that you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, I already know.
So it doesn't unlock Mario 64. Not that
I want it to. I want it to.
Wouldn't that be crazy? I actually said that to Adam on our stream. I was just like, for a second, I thought that when you get to the last kingdom, since this isn't spoiler cast, I'm not gonna say it. You can go back to the spoiler cast if you want to. I thought that every single level from Mario 64 might have been hidden in there.
Yeah,
and that would have been the rest of the moons. Yeah. Could you imagine that?
Oh, I could imagine it.
Spoil Super Mario Odyssey stuff, Donovan. Yeah. So if you want to check out spoilers on Super Mario Odyssey, check out our code word spoiler cast that we did right after the stream where I finished the game. That being said, I'm still not even close to done with spoilers, but at this point, I'm not as concerned.
He said finished, not completed.
That's I think that's the crazy thing. It's a 24-hour game. It literally took me 24 hours. I mean, I was pretty casually.
It's pretty quick though, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. I did a quarter of the game.
Yeah.
It's a 100-hour game, dude. It's
I would have been disappointed if that was the game.
I'll say most Mario games are not longer than 20 hours.
No. But in this day and age, I feel like they needed to be at least a 100-hour game.
I guess. You know what I mean? That's insane to me. I guess with Mario, I just don't expect that much.
How often are they going to drop a big Mario title? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's twice a generation.
Yeah. If they drop a 200 hours worth of content every 10 years, it's
Speaking of Mario, potentially coming back to the Switch, though, they've already mentioned that there's a very good chance that it will. So that's the crazy thing.
I 100% could see that happening. Yeah.
At this point, I can't understand why they wouldn't, but I can
already see another Zelda too.
Oh, that one is a little less common because in the history of Nintendo, they've only released 2 Zelda games, I think, on one console. And it was Twilight Princess on the Wii that launched actually technically on the GameCube too, and Skyward Sword at the end of its life cycle.
Well, Ocarina and Majora's Mask were only 4 years apart.
It was a year apart. And that was a year? Yeah, and that was a super weird exception because they used all the same assets. That was the idea, is use all the same assets and technical stuff in order to build a quick port or a quick new game. And it was,
I still miss Navi.
Navi? You like Navi?
Yeah. Hey.
I don't. You're not a real Zelda fan.
You can fuck off.
I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you, dude. I don't actually hate Navi like a lot of the population does.
No. I have a Navi ringtone, so
fuck it. Wind Waker's my favorite game, so I'm not always.
It explains a lot about you. Yeah,
it's the best Zelda game ever made, so whatever. Breath of the Wild's probably pretty close.
It's good we're a few states
it's
apart.
Really, actually, I have a hard thing to say. Like, I can't say that anymore because I honestly think Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game ever made.
Yeah.
I still will probably play Wind Waker more often in my lifetime, which is a weird thing.
Yeah, I can't wait to play Breath of the Wild so I can say it's the best Zelda game ever made.
I mean, you've watched enough to probably know that. Like,
yeah, but I just
like stopped playing through it. I'm sorry.
I know you have a few.
But that's kind of a good thing for you. You get to experience things raw.
Yeah. Raw.
Anyway.
Man.
So
that's awesome though.
Let's go ahead and move on to our first subject of the night.
Yeah.
And that will be, let's go into PUBG.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me pull up the list.
Because you've got some information. We got insider information from our friend named Delightful Dylan.
It's definitely available to the public, but they're doing the test servers right now, and I got some deets on the old test servers and what they're trying out. Now, disclaimer: this is stuff that they are trying.
Not stuff. It's
not necessarily going to be in the actual like public realms. And also some things that I'm going to mention are things that haven't come to the test yet, and that they're talking about trying in a later test server. So
sounds awesome.
And then I have a few things at the end that are a little out there because they were data mined, and they could or could not be actual. You know, it could just be
something from
interns fucking sketches. You know what I mean?
Is it Bluefish? What's
Blue Hole?
Blue Hole. I have something from Blue Hole after this, but yeah.
So, big thing right off the bat: test servers, 8x scope, right? And there's a 15x scope.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but you can use your scroll wheel and zoom in and out.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it resets each time you zoom in. So when you click out and click back in, it goes back to 8. So it's not really conducive to super fast like
4x zooming.
You don't just have it built into it. Yeah, you have to rezoom each time. So it can get a little discombobulating if you're trying to use it quick, but it's still really nice. I really think it'd be a nice add-on just to have that option. You know.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
Oh, okay. So going with the weapons, they're adding drag on the bullets.
Oh.
So it's gonna increase. Most of the weapons are getting rounded out at about 300 meters for their effective range for the rifles, and then each one is gonna have a different like drop off range, which is gonna correlate to their actual like range stat. And it's going to drastically change their damage at the extended ranges. Because apparently, even though it says there's a range, it hasn't been. Like, you could hit someone at 500 meters or 700 meters. If you hit them, you do the same amount of damage.
Yeah, that's why there's like those miraculous shots that you see on like the what the fuck moments and stuff like that on YouTube.
So you'll still be able to get those with like the car and stuff like that.
With the crazy guns.
But like the car is going to hit harder at 800 meters than the Mini 14, even though they're both snipers, because they have different range stats.
It makes a lot more sense.
I mean, it's different rounds. It makes sense. It should be doing that.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
308 versus a 556. But anyway, so that's cool. And then also damage wise, they're changing the way that you take damage. So if you get hit, the further away from your core that you get hit, like so you get hit in the foot or the hand, you're going to take less damage than if you got shot in the bicep.
Oh, okay.
Or like the knee. You know what I mean?
So in other words, like you're not going to get like, it's not body damage versus chest damage versus head damage. There's more depth to it.
Currently, apparently, I didn't know this, but currently it's either head or body. That's it.
Okay, that's
So
that's way too
an ankle
unspecific.
shot does the same amount as a heart shot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So they're changing that, and then the core, like your core torso, is going to be it's going to be the second highest damaging place, and then
Yeah.
obviously your head. And then on top of that, they're making it so the neck is fully included in your helmet, like zone. So
Okay.
even if your helmet doesn't cover, like you don't have a level 3 helmet, it's still going to consider that your neck is protected by that helmet.
Okay.
So that's one thing that's been nice because up till now, it's only the level 3 helmet that actually protects your face apparently,
Oh, okay.
and then if they were literally going off of like the helmet like shape,
The 3D model, yeah.
yeah. So
Which, to be honest, is probably way more demanding for them because they have
yeah,
to draw hitboxes that are way more detailed from miles away. Like,
yeah. So now they're making it so it's just going to be head is all this, and if you have a helmet on, all this has that armor. So
okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that
yeah,
because the damage to the body is going to be
yeah.
differentiated.
So that's the thing. Now that they're changing damage on limbs, and then
Because I always hated that.
yeah, and then your vest damage will correlate to your like groin area and stuff, but the rest of your legs is going to be separate, like
Oh,
not
okay,
armored.
cool.
Um,
My balls
so
can
that
be protected.
yeah, so that's a few things that they're changing, like weapon wise and damage wise. They're changing the backpack bar, so when you're in the inventory, we have the little bar on the side. They're changing it so when you go to drag things in or out, it shows you before you drop it, it'll actually show you how much of the backpack it's going to take up.
Oh, that's nice, nice.
So say
We've never
yes,
had an inventory like limit
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
information. That'll be cool.
and then it'll actually have the number on the side, like capacity
Oh,
150, and then it'll say like 110 out of 150 or whatever.
oh, cool, cool,
So
cool. That'll be really much easier for you to compare.
the biggest thing that I like about that is picking up ammo. I think is going to
Mhm.
be nice because then say you're picking up 80 rounds from your buddy, it's going to show you if you're going to max out your backpack or not,
Yeah,
or how far up you're going to go, and then you don't have to sit there fiddling with fucking picking up 40 rounds instead of 80. You know what I mean? Like it's just
exactly.
going to streamline all that. Um, so that there was that guy. Um, those were the big parts about like weapons um, and those sorts of things. They have a they're also adding a lot of trees to the map.
Oh, cool.
So one of the areas that I saw um, was north of the mansion. You know
Oh, yeah.
those rolling hills, like it's only hills between Pollyanna and the mansion. That's all trees now.
Nice.
And well, in the test servers. And I saw some games of people playing in there, and it really made that like that uh them traversing from Pollyanna to the mansion like really tense, but really like it made it feel like it was part of the game and you weren't just hauling ass to the circle. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like there's those kind of dead zones where you're just fucked if you don't have a car
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It felt like it kept the tension on, so to speak. And
Nice.
then they have it's not a like a swamp, but they have like small ponds that they put in with the trees and stuff and kind of broke up the
Nice.
landscape.
I like that.
So I'm sure they're doing that to other areas. I know another area they talked about. I didn't see it personally yet, but was near Stall Bar
Okay.
coming off the mountain. Same sort of deal, putting some trees and stuff between Pollyanna and Stall Bar on the mountain.
Nice.
Because if otherwise, there's that warehouse halfway down, and that's the only cover.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're sniping, me and Adam got caught there last night. There's like 3 trees. So if you're sniping from the Pollyanna apartments, like you can't do anything. Like if you're
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
down
For
the
sure.
hill.
Sure. So
So
this is kind of the fix for that. Yeah.
yeah, they're just testing out like some more dense population on the map, which I like. I like that idea, especially with the new map coming out. We'll get to that in a bit, but
Yeah.
well, actually, we'll get to it now. So there's been some data mining by the community, as there always is when there's new
Hmm.
games, and they think that they found a top-down like map
Oh,
of,
wow.
of of the map, not like a satellite image or anything like that. Like when you pull up the map in the current map, that sort of deal where it shows the different
Oh, wow.
where it shows the different towns and the
And
scattered
names and stuff like
buildings and
that.
stuff.
I think I'd
Um,
seen some information on this. Yeah.
yeah, it looked pretty reliable. I saw it on some really large YouTuber channels and stuff like that already. So I'm guessing it's more or less going to be near what they're showing at least.
Take it with
Um,
a grain of salt, but
yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. It's data mined, so it could, like I said, it could be a super rough draft, and then they change it, or it could just be an idea that got tossed out that is just out there.
Just kind of got left. Yeah, in the code.
Shit like that happens all the time. So, but for the looks of it, it looks really building heavy.
Yeah.
And there's not as many like spaces with just vegetation or hills.
Yeah, almost none. Like there's some hilly, but it's like all, from what I understand, it's like there's a humongous center city.
Yeah.
And there's some smaller cities off of that.
Yeah, and there's like a mountainous area in the northwest. I know that, and the border of the whole map is a large mountain that you can't cross. So that's like the idea. But the southeast or south to northeast, like loop right here, is all water. So there's still going to be that water aspect. It's not going to encircle the map like the island, but it's going to be, there's going to be a large chunk of at least half the map accessible by water on the outside.
Yeah.
So boat people still stay alive.
I was going to say, thank God, #boat people.
Which brings me to the next point. Now, this was a super rough image that they pulled out, but the data mine deal pulled up jet ski images.
Oh, I'd heard about this, that there was a potential for jet skis.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I think the developers have actually mentioned that they were playing with jet skis. So
yeah, throw
on jet skis.
Done.
Boat people, we're pirates now.
We will be pirates.
Bitches, we're pirates. We're gonna come raid your vessel.
And then the last one is a weapon image that they pulled up. It's a large machine gun. It looks similar to the Lewis machine gun. If anybody's been watching me play Call of Duty, it's the same sort of deal. There's different variants, obviously more modern, but it's the same idea. It's a large round magazine on top. Large caliber though. I think it fires.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
308s. So it's going to fire, if it is that, it's going to fire larger rounds than the 249. 249 fires 5.56. So it'll be firing the same rounds as like the car and shit.
And the AKM. Yeah.
Or 7.62 by 39. Yeah. But yeah, so those are the big parts that came out. And then I think that it said this server test is going to be a 3-day test. And they're going to be rolling towards another test before the big launch, so that you can look towards stability and stuff like that for the Xbox One launch.
Nice.
Which they did
December
say
12th,
that,
right?
Yes, December 12th for sure is the launch for the Xbox. And previously when they did that big update fucking patch, they talked about that they wanted the Xbox launch to coincide with the new map launch. So depending on how the test servers go, we might be seeing the new map before Christmas, but regardless, it's going to happen before the 1st of January. So we have a 2-week chance of maybe getting it early. I'd be all about it, but if it's not ready, honestly, I tell them to hold off. Yeah. And then the last part, this is the biggest part, the most exciting part, I think, is the vaulting.
Oh yeah.
Fucking insane, dude. The vaulting is off the chain. I feel like they're going to have to almost reel it back some.
Yeah.
Because it looked a little, not game breaking, but too intense. Like, you know, the tiny windows, like the real skinny, tall windows, motherfuckers were getting through those. Yeah. So like there's no room you're safe in except for the bathrooms with the tiny crack window at the top. That's it. Like every other window they were getting through unless it had bars on it.
Jesus.
So
they're definitely gonna have to rework some of that.
Yeah. But and then in the test servers,
is that in the test server right now?
It's in the test server right now. Yep.
What I was thinking, just real quick, like after this, maybe we do test server runs.
Fuck a test server.
Huh?
I mean, we can.
I've never done it. Might be interesting. We don't have to.
Yeah, we can. We'll talk about it.
Keep going.
But there are the one thing that they have in the test servers right now is when you vault through a window, you don't have to break the glass beforehand. But when you vault through, it makes a glass breaking sound, which is very loud and is going to give away your position of where you're coming into the building or leaving the building. But I still think the speed at which they get through these fucking windows, especially the skinny motherfucking windows, is kind of ridiculous when you think about like maybe a squad assaulting a building that you're holed up in.
You could be in there and clearing the building in seconds.
Or they could be out the 3rd story window and only take a little bit of damage and you don't know where the fuck they went. You know what I mean? you hear glass break and they're already halfway across the field, So
I see what you're saying.
I feel like they're gonna have to work out some stuff on it, but
okay.
All in all, it looks smooth at least. Jumping walls, stuff like that.
Nice.
Which is nice. Yeah. They're talking
Compared
about
to what it is right now.
A few things that they haven't put in the test servers, but they're talking about Reddit posts and forums and shit is trying out new noises for vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So
yes. Please, yes.
Yeah, they're gonna vary the noise and the volume of the sound. So they're gonna tweak that before the Xbox launch. They already said they're gonna do it regardless, but they might put it in upcoming test server. Okay. So that'll be something to look out for. And then there was one more deal with the noise. Oh, I think they're gonna tweak the ambient noise.
Okay.
I know right now, like when you are still, it gets louder, like the wind and shit like that. I don't know if they're gonna.
Not realistic.
I don't know if they're gonna change that, like the volume change, or if they're gonna just change or mix up the types of noises in the different like biomes, so to speak. Like, because right now it's just really windy if you're on a cliff, and you hear the ocean if you're on the beach. Like that's the only big differences. So I don't know if they're gonna like
just some more
change it around. Yeah, like. Maybe some different noises when you're in the cities, like George Pool and shit, where there's no trees and you still hear trees. Like,
or if you're in like a swamp, you hear like frogs.
Yes. There are frogs.
No, there are frogs.
They're already there.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't listening to the biome sounds.
Yeah. Fuck a frog. They're loud as fuck.
Fuck a frog. They're loud as fuck.
Hashtag fuck a frog.
They're loud as fuck. The whole thing. Don't actually fuck a frog. That would give you warts.
Yeah. But yeah, man. They have a lot of stuff that they're pushing out. This phase process, this 3-phase process that they talked about, it's obviously already popping off. They said the second phase was going to be the vaulting test, and boom, we're there. So I don't see why not. And we had the phase 1 hit like 2.5 weeks ago. So I don't see why we wouldn't maybe at least see the new map in the test servers in 2 weeks. So
yeah, man.
Worst case, they're dropping that in the test servers when they drop out the game for Xbox.
Fuck yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. So I know there's a lot of info, a lot of tentative stuff, but all in all, I like the direction they're going, and I think it's going to just make the game better and better. So,
speaking of Bluehole, while we're on that subject, they're busy motherfuckers. And the reason I bring this up is because Bluehole has been one of those developers that has kind of been dropped into a bucket of money. Right. And so now they have all these ideas. They want to make a bunch of different projects. They have so much money right now. It's so unbelievable. Anyway, it's a small team too, which is crazy. But they've grown a fucking lot, like a ridiculous amount already. They've been done it smartly. But they recently over a tweet were corresponding with a YouTuber, and YouTuber asked if they ever had plans of going to the Switch, and they actually confirmed that they're currently in early development for a PlayStation 4 Switch game. Don't know what it is. Have no clue. It's probably not PUBG, so don't get too excited. I just don't know how in the hell they like Doom runs on Switch, but let's be honest, PUBG probably will. That's just at least not at a playable level. No, it's just not. No, I mean, I'm barely 100%. I'm barely on board with the Xbox version, let alone. I think it's good for certain people. I probably will stick to the PC version, but we do know they're making an original game for PlayStation and Switch. So I'm super excited to see what that is. That's about all we got from that. But they also announced an RPG, like a full-on fantasy RPG from Bluehole. Really? And it looks insane. It's MMO. Did you see the trailer I sent?
I didn't know. Oh
my God. I'm going to have to find it for you.
I'll check.
It was like 5 or 6 days ago. It was a long time, so I'm going to have to find it again. But just it's a Bluehole MMORPG. And it's fantasy based. It looks like it kind of mixes that with some steampunk-esque things. Oh. It looks insane. Oh, dude, it looks insane.
All my keywords here.
Dude, all of the things that should be in it. But the problem is like it's super early. You could tell just by the fact that it was chugging. Yeah. But it kind of has that vibe of like, you can tell they're using the same graphics engine, the same style, the same kind of stuff, but they're using that 100-person server type technology so you can put tons of motherfuckers in the same area. There was a battle where they had 100 independent people doing their own attacks and stuff like that. Very, very like WoW raid-esque. And I can see your eyes just like losing. Like,
good.
Yeah, do the eye thing. You got to talk while it does it. So
Yeah, I don't know. It's good.
This is the eye thing that he's doing. I can see it the whole time. It's creepy.
He loves it.
No, I don't like it at all.
I got
Blue
the surgery
hole.
just
You
for
got to
this.
stop it. You got to stop it, man. So they're making some really cool things. So I would say PUBG is an absolutely smash success. And what I will say is, because we're talking about Super Mario Odyssey, PUBG, and some of the best games that are out there right now, why not talk about Game Award nominations?
Hey,
did you hear? So I think let me see if I can pull this up. Game of the year. I know 2 games that are on, or 3 games that are on there. Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and PUBG are all on that list. That is a fucking brutal list.
It's almost like we only play good games.
I'm just saying, we know which ones are great. The thing is, and this is just a political thing in terms of like when you're making an award show, what you have to classify as a released game.
Yes.
I have a little bit of a problem with a game that is openly in early access on all platforms.
Yep.
Being counted as a game of the year contender. Like next year, it's going to be released. Like for sure, final release will be out there for PC at least. Xbox will still probably be in early access. But like, I just don't. What are your thoughts? I think this is a little early to be putting it in there.
I think for game of the year, I think yes, you are very correct.
It should get its own award though for the way it's influenced.
Yeah, I mean, there could be like a innovation award or
early access game of the year.
Early access. I mean, there's plenty of awesome early access games out there that it can compete with. So.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it would win, but it's not like it's the only early access game out there that's doing well.
Yeah, and I'll say this: I think people are a little bit too much on that bandwagon right now. At least like the public is. I don't think it's going to win. Like, it's not really fair.
It shouldn't win.
Yeah, like at this point, like I said,
honest, I love the game, but it shouldn't win.
There are so many flaws with it. Like it's not a perfect game by any means. It's not even close. But yeah, so the 5 games are Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't think Zero Dawn has a shot in hell. It's a good game. I've heard really amazing things.
I don't think Persona has a shot.
It's too small. Like in terms of like niche audience, it's too
that's
small.
The thing. Yeah, not enough people.
And I've heard nothing but good things about it. I want to clarify. Like I just haven't played it myself.
I feel like, man,
out of those 5, which one?
I mean, out of those 5, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. It's going to be a hard one though. I think that people are innately more attracted to the thing that came out more recently.
That's the problem.
Especially that they love.
But I feel like that's also the problem with the list. There's a lot of big games that came out recently that could be on that list in like 4 months.
I agree.
Like Wolfenstein, Assassin's Creed, like these are games that they're making big moves, but
I'll give you this.
Are they big enough?
Yeah, Wolfenstein won't make a game of the year list, and that's a shame because I've played a couple levels of it, and it's better than the last game in pretty much.
But I mean, stuff will surprise you because I mean, The Witcher got game of the year, and there's people that's the first Witcher game they played. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't remember the year what it was up against.
I don't. It was I think it was 2014.
But it was pretty good. Yeah. It was a pretty tough year, and that was a surprise because, like, frankly, it's an unknown studio, so I'll give it credit. Yeah. But Wolfenstein 2 is in the category for best game direction.
Good,
along with like Resident Evil 7, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I feel like you're going to see Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild a lot. Yeah, it's also in for best narrative.
Good. See, that's something that I could see that game winning on,
and I think it should. Like, and I'm really early.
I haven't played 2, but
knowing the last game, it has one of the best stories in a shooter I've ever seen. Like, not even close.
Yeah, I feel like, especially for being a shooter, it's the previous games have been the best narratives.
Yeah,
for shooters.
Okay, and best score music, Destiny 2 is in there. How good is the score in Destiny 2? Okay, so not going to win.
It's like when Halo
I could see Cuphead getting a surprise win.
The score
Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild are in there too, though. So that's
of course.
That's tough. And so is Nier Automata and Persona 5. And then what's another? I'm trying to see if there's any other surprises. I'll be interested to see who wins best performance because there's a lot of really good actors these days in games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, big fucking actors. Did you hear they got what's her name from Firefly to be the new Ghost in Destiny 2? Oh God, what's her fucking name? The chick.
I don't know her name. You're talking about Summer in the
game. Nope. Nora. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I did hear about that. She's awesome.
Nathan Fillion, and he's already in it, so it's perfect.
Nathan Fillion's awesome.
Get them all together again.
He was awesome in Halo.
We'll just make Firefly in Destiny.
And just make Firefly. Fuck all this. Yeah. You know what? I would sacrifice a half a year of video games, a half a year, for them to continue Firefly in its exact form for another 9 seasons.
Joss Whedon got out of the Marvel business. He's got time, right?
Joss Whedon, thank God you got out of the Marvel business, because frankly, it's dying business.
He got out when he should have. Yeah.
I've been trying to tell people for a long time that people are going to get burnt out, and finally people are starting to get burnt out.
That being said, okay, I'm gonna go off. No, I'm gonna go off. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go off of the video game topic and go to The Punisher.
Oh, the show
that just dropped on Friday. I only watched episode 1, but bruh, I already have a preconceived love for the Punisher, like character as a whole. And then I forget the guy's name, but the guy who's playing him in this series is awesome.
Yeah,
like he fits the bill like perfect. I think like he looks like the Punisher. He acts like the Punisher really well. Like but the first episode alone, bruh, it's wonderful.
Like, I'm not even a Punisher fan, so I may have to go try it.
You could watch the first episode. I just like it because it's like, okay, so he was in the Daredevil season 2, okay? Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing, and I told Bug this earlier, the biggest thing I like about the Punisher is he's not invincible. Like, he got fucked up in Daredevil season 2. But he also killed like 300 motherfucking people. You know what I mean? Like, but he got he takes some fucking licks while he's doing shit.
Yeah.
He still gets stabbed. He still gets hurt. He
always goes home and he's bleeding his ass out, like almost dying.
But he gets through the fights with like pure anger and adrenaline, and I love it. Like that's my kind of like. Yeah. There's nothing special about him. He's just an angry motherfucker, you know. And I love it. But this new season, like he runs 2 people over in the first 30 seconds of the show. Like
it's classic Punisher.
No words spoke, just runs them the fuck over. Like,
bruh, and check the chat.
Yeah. What?
I'm just kidding. I had to call attention to that.
Bruh.
He's just very happy that you say that. Anyway, sorry.
Dude, y'all need to check this out. It's I can't wait to watch.
I'll check out the Punisher.
Like I watch all the Marvel ones, and I'll tell you, there's some bad ones out there. Like fucking Iron Fist sucked very bad. It was like one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
I would say this. My standard for like accepting bad on TV is much lower. Like I'll be fine with I'm fine with shows not being the best ever. Like I watched The Flash, and let's be honest, that's a fucking CW show through and through. I enjoy the shit out of it.
Yeah, but it's fucking free. Arrow? It's CW. It's like
the Arrow's a piece of shit. But that's a whole different thing. Anyway,
that's how I feel about Supergirl.
I love Supergirl, but like I didn't watch the second season because it got way worse. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyway, but
they're all bad shows though. Like those are bad shows, but I enjoy them.
But the thing is, the Marvel on Netflix, they have some good ones.
There's some surprises, and
there's some good ones, and they've been getting better. And I like the fact that originally they weren't, well, at least publicly, they weren't going to saying they were going to do a Punisher series until he got so much feedback after he was in Daredevil season 2. And then had to. Yeah, they had to. And so far, the fucking production value is wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. Because that's where like some of these shows just eat shit. Like Iron Fist, they casted it weird. I don't like the guy they got to play fucking Danny. And and the production is just bad like the fight scenes. It's terrible.
Okay, so even my dad called me up and talked about how shitty Iron Fist was. Okay, my dad watches them like mainly because he enjoys, he enjoys it like in like a fantastical way, but he always he doesn't like how over the top the violence gets. But dude, with Iron Fist, it was like the opposite.
You should not watch the Punisher.
It was just shitty. It was just
he
shitty.
Sucks. All right. The Iron Fist, like I took it personally because I knew a little, at least a good chunk about what the Iron Fist character. Okay, and this motherfucker in like the second or third episode, after even though he left fucking Kung Lung or whatever, he got his ass whooped by two like random people in an alleyway in New York. It's like you're the Iron Fist. Like the Iron Fist. His name is actually the Immortal Iron Fist. And he got his ass beat by two motherfuckers in an alleyway.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. My dad was kind of saying the same thing. It was just
and I was like for the character, I just was pissed. I was like, you would no.
I would love to keep talking about how shitty Iron Fist is.
Sorry,
and how
gotta get off that rail. I'm sorry.
But we have one last subject to talk about in about 4 minutes to get it started with.
Oh, we got plenty of time. Go ahead.
I mean, we can always do more, but like I would like to at least get us going, and that is all these we've been talking about all these games that have been having years, like and developers and companies that have just been having their fucking great years. Hey, what's up, honey? Do you want to say hi?
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, they can't hear you from over there.
I can hear. I heard that.
Oh, that's good.
Hey.
But the one company that seems to consistently fuck up is the big E, and the big A. They are just, oh my god, shitting. So
they were up here,
and we used to like
Battlefield 1. They were riding.
It's a great game.
They were riding high. They said there's a shitty COD out, and we're kicking ass. And then they got to the edge of the cliff, and they fucking pencil dove straight down.
They killed two of my favorite series, or they're trying to kill the second one. They're not going to be able to single-handedly do it, but like the first series they killed that I just adore, Mass Effect. They made an okay game. Okay, so Mass Effect Andromeda is not a shit pile. It has really bad moments and really good moments, but they shoved a bunch of shitty animations. They didn't finish the game. They did all these problems, and then they went and said, "Fuck it, we're not even making the DLC that we were going to do."
That's where they fucked up.
Yep.
We're gonna just really
shit can. We're just gonna go ahead and shit can Mass Effect.
Why do you have to bring that up?
They indefinitely shit can Mass Effect because I want to set the stage of how fucked up this company has been. Okay. Then they go ahead and they release a bunch of things, you know, and like just little things here and there. They produce a couple like indie games and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Seem to be getting back on track. They've kind of managed to wipe Mass Effect under the rug. Only the Mass Effect fans are sad, and the rest of the EA fans are like, "Fuck it, I'll play FIFA." And then they released FIFA on Switch, which was a garbage pile. But let's not even talk about it because there was a whole bunch of people that were really pissed. NBA was good, FIFA was shit. Whatever. Then they go and they take the best series that they ever could have worked on, Star Wars, and they managed to make the microtransactions something that were literally fucking robbing people blind.
It's so bad.
Like, for God's sakes, from my understanding, Battlefront 2 does not give you access to things like Darth Vader and Han Solo at launch. Like, you have to unlock them.
Yeah.
It will take an equivalent of like 45 hours to unlock them. If you want to do it in-game currency. Each character. Yeah. Somebody did the math, and it was going to take like 4,000 hours.
Yeah. Forever, yeah. So they
give you a way to pay for them.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they're being investigated in Belgium.
Yeah, and I don't remember which country. They're being investigated for gambling because effectively, and we're not going to get too far into the whole loot box madness.
Which I mean,
with all games, but that is why
that's been an issue on Steam before and stuff like that.
It's been an issue with a lot of developers. It's not just EA.
No, but
it's gambling. I mean, let's be frank. It's I buy a box. It's like, okay, I put money into a machine and I say, I hope I get what I want, and it gives me something random. Sometimes it's a duplicate, sometimes it's a fuck up. Like, it doesn't matter. It's always giving you some shit. But like sometimes it's great. Loot boxes. Yes, the Yoda Squad. Loot boxes are the beginning of the end for online multiplayer service games. Like
they have a place, and it's called mobile.
And to be honest, I don't even like it there. But at least they're upfront and they're not charging you an astronomical amount for the game. Like if it's the only means of them making money, I understand you're a business.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing that just to make extra money on top of a $60 to $90 to $120 game, because these are all like deluxe special edition versions that include all the DLC, and then you also have loot boxes and characters that are hidden and unlocked and locked and you can't get to them.
And okay, so this might just be like the the naive gamer in me, or nerd, but when you have like the blind loyalty, okay, I feel like it's irresponsible
It is
to treat
irresponsible.
treat your fan base the way that they've been doing. And they're going back to Mass Effect. Like I bought Mass Effect because it was Mass Effect, right?
Yeah,
it could have been worse than it was, and I still would have finished it. But then when they dropped it and said, "Fuck it, we fucked up, we're squashing it," like they hurt me. They hurt me a lot, right?
And now you luckily have that doubt.
Yeah.
Now you luckily will look at EA and be like, I don't know about them anymore.
But then they go to this, and there's people that, they could be first generation gamers that only know they love Star Wars. They have an even bigger fucking fan base than Mass Effect, I'd go to say, just from Star Wars. And they're doing it this fucking dirty. It's disgraceful, man. Like, to the whole industry. It's just.
And I want to be clear, we're not going to give EA credit for taking them out of their game. So they eventually took them out entirely. All microtransactions, all loot box for paid is out of their game. You can only unlock it with in-game currency. I heard they dropped that by like 80%. So it's actually attainable like a normal game now. Like normal unlockables. If this is how it released, no one would have ever complained. In fact, Battlefront 2 may have been one of the best games of the year. I've heard some amazing things about it. Like, apparently the multiplayer is phenomenal. The single player is actually better than they expected at times. Their story's not that great, but like that's other things. So all these things are really positive. But it was not EA that did this. I want to make that clear. It was pressure by Disney because they realized what they were doing with their fucking
Disney
license.
realizes you don't shoot your fucking fans in the back.
No, they're doing it the right way. They're just making 1 billion Star Wars movies.
and that's the thing. So like if they would have done the game right, okay, they would have made stupid money, period.
Yeah.
Even for EA, like AAA game money. Okay. So the fact that they were trying to nickel and dime just because they had that loyalty, like I said,
it's fucked.
It's harmful to the entire industry. They're not even just hurting themselves there. The whole industry is getting hit because they don't I feel like they don't take into consideration new gamers, people who might be like casual gamers or on the fence about gaming, with certain games, stuff like that. Like they potentially ruin, tens of thousands of fucking potential long-term investors in their company. Like, it's that fucking easy. Like they fucked up. To be honest,
I mean, like, will it cost them an astronomical amount? No. And this is the saddest part is like, I still know people who are going out day one to buy that.
Like, and it's only because
dozens of people. Though. Yes.
Nobody said thank you, EA. Like
they're not reacting the way they need to. Like, and this is the thing that I've been seeing. This kind of correlates to movies too. It's like not so much Marvel. Marvel actually makes pretty solid movies, even though I'm not like on the bandwagon anymore. Like, they're still good movies. Like, you don't go out
they're good quality movies. Yeah.
Yeah. DC though has yet to prove that they can consistently make good movies, and everyone knew Justice League was going to be absolutely horseshit. And yet I see nothing but tweets saying, I'm just going to go to see how shitty Justice League is. I'm like,
that's how Batman
if you do that, they will make another one. Like, that's what they will do. That you're telling them this was the right move because you fucking sheep are going and buying it.
They don't look at the ticket.
I'm not calling everybody sheep.
Just sheeple. They don't look at each fucking ticket that says, oh, here's my money, but they don't give a fuck. No. They
got $10 from you. Guess what?
They don't give a fuck. The same person that like is a diehard first in line fucking fan, and the person who said, "Man, we'll go see it," even though it's going to be shit, they don't give a fuck. It's the same money. That's it. Like, people forget that shit. Like, we are small in the billion-dollar industry.
Like, not when you're dealing with this bigger companies. They don't care when you're dealing with this bigger companies. Like, when you're talking about Disney, when you're talking about DC, or when you're talking about Sony or whoever, like, it doesn't matter the company. Like there are very few companies that are on that kind of scale that actually care about their consumers on like a really personal level, outside of the smart ones that realize protecting that consumer relationship is the most important thing. Like Bethesda, even though they fuck their games up every time, they don't go and nickel and dime you left and right. No. Like, they may come out with a broken game,
they love their people.
Yeah, they do.
Love them.
Bethesda.
And I also saw an interview with Bethesda's like vice president right after the whole Nazi thing, and
I love it.
with the president and everything.
The best fucking thing ever.
And did you see that interview?
He's like, they're Nazis. What's the debate?
Fuck the Nazis. He said that in the interview.
He said, "Fuck Nazis." I was like, "That's exactly why that game's amazing." Like, this is
like every game I will buy. They have my blind loyalty forever.
Exactly. Like, I've become much less about blind loyalty, except for maybe Nintendo. And honestly, like I'm a sucker. Like I realize my blind spot, and I think you know your blind spots too.
Oh, I definitely do. I have them. I definitely have them.
Yeah, but I don't have a blind spot for Mass Effect anymore. I don't have a blind spot for Star Wars anymore because I can't until somebody else who I trust is behind it. I'm not gonna have a blind spot.
And even then, I'm gonna go into it with fucking hesitation.
And Nintendo, like the one thing I'll give them credit for is they don't fucking rip me off. Like if I pay $60, I generally get $60 worth of shit from it. Even if it's not the best thing ever, it's never bad. Like they don't release broken games. They don't release microtransaction games. Like,
and that's how I feel about Blizzard.
Yeah, Blizzard's great too.
I'm on that level. Like even though they have microtransactions for certain games and stuff, it's not the type of microtransaction that breaks games. And those are the ones that I don't like.
Yeah.
Skins, I don't give a fuck about. I'll play in the starting skin. Like Overwatch, I don't give a fuck about loot crates.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say is like you can unlock plenty of loot crates free in Overwatch without paying a dime. What I will say is I still will watch them.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a loot crate, I immediately get defensive because I've seen people use them wrong. And
that's the thing. We have to keep
people use them wrong.
Because it's a scale, and we have to make sure that the industry stays on the right side of the tipping.
It's up to the consumers.
It really is.
In our market to make sure that we don't have people who buy into loot crates just because they exist. Like they need to realize that there was this whole generation of gaming where it was perfectly fine for you to just manually unlock all the secrets in the game. That's what we did. We didn't have to rely on randomization. We didn't have to rely on luck. We didn't have to rely on this in-game currency nonsense. If the in-game currency was there, there was a finite amount of it. And once you got enough of it, you unlocked everything. That's how it worked. Yeah. And so I think that's a way we have to look at it.
I want to throw out there that's something that I think Sledgehammer has done a great job at with Call of Duty. This newest Call of Duty is so there's supply drops, which is their loot crates.
They're loot crates. Yeah.
You can get weapons, different variants of weapons, not better weapons, but weapons that give you more experience when you use them. So they're not physically better in the game, but they have a benefit. You can get calling cards, different camos, stuff like that. Everything you can get from a loot crate or the supply drops, you can get just by playing the game and doing certain challenges. You just get it faster if you get supply drops. Or you can physically go, there's a list, and if you have the in-game currency, you could just buy the fucking things with the in-game currency you get from doing like challenges and shit.
Okay. So is there anything I feel like they have a loot crate that like you have to pay to
get? There's nothing behind a wall except for the season pass wall. But that's a whole different that's a whole different story.
No,
but loot crate wise,
season passes because I understand why developers can't build everything in one sitting, and they need to
increase longevity for certain games.
Yeah, that's a different situation. There are people that use that, but not.
But there's nothing behind the loot paywall when it comes to the actual supply drops.
And it's not like you're gonna run into,
which is wonderful.
You're not gonna run into like a 40-hour like grind fest in order to get something.
And so that's the thing. The better you are at the game, the easier it is to get the crates because you can do daily and weekly challenges. So and you can buy contracts which are timed. So if you buy a contract and it's like get 100 kills in 40 minutes and you get a rare supply drop which is guaranteed one legendary item, which is good. Like supply drops you get I get like maybe 2 a day or whatever. So getting it in 40 minutes would be awesome. But if you're not good enough to get 100 kills in 40 minutes, you have to pay to get that contract and you lose that money if you don't get it. So that's the cycle that they make. So you can just grind it out, but the better you get it the actual game, the more rewarding you will. And I like that idea because instead of just fucking being like, yeah, I'll drop $40 all you're doing first off is getting cosmetic shit. And second off, all you're doing is staying shitty at the game. Like, why not take the challenge that they're putting out there? You know,
I'll say this. I think it's interesting. It sounds almost the same as like how NBA 2K did it, except NBA 2K went too far with it. They give you points for the in-game currency that you can purchase. Those points can then upgrade your character and make them better.
Okay, see, there's two different types of currency
in online modes too, though. So it's literally pay to win to a certain extent, and that's real fucking shady. So I got in the game. I was a 65 after 10 hours. Let's say. I don't remember where I started. Let's say I was 65 after 10 hours because I had put in and I grinded and I played a bunch of fucking games and I got there. Well, I got in and I was playing against 91s because these people paid $50 at launch to get that many points to upgrade themselves to 91.
Yeah, see, I don't like
that. They good? Were they good at basketball? No. So I still fucked them up. But that was a whole different... But they basically were set up to be better than me.
Yeah. And see, there's an aspect in COD at least where you see somebody with a legendary or a heroic outfit and you're like, that guy worked for that. You know what I mean? So in your head, you're changing your strategy. But in the end, and it might scare people out of lobbies. I've seen that happen. Like I've some heroic shit. If some level 1s pop in and they know what they're looking at, they might run away. You know, it's whatever. But that's the thing. If you play them and then they end up being a fucking noob, I mean, who's really losing there? They have a cool outfit and they're dead. Like
exactly.
It doesn't
COD, at least it doesn't actually make them better. Like whereas like an NBA it does. So I agree. I actually think that COD handles it better, which is crazy.
Oh no, the last few games they've had weapons that were only through paywalls. And the weapons were better than most weapons that were available without it.
Oh wow, that's bad.
That's where they got. But the thing is, they made it so this is the gray area.
Was handled better.
Yeah, this one was handled better so far. So there's no change in stats, and there's no separate weapon that's only from supply drops. So in previous CODs, they had weapons from supply drops only, right? But you only got a supply drop like once or twice a day. And then say you have a 0.5% chance of getting that weapon, right? So you'd have to play, 100 days to get a weapon? Like every day for 100 days to maybe get the weapon?
Jesus Christ.
Or you could drop $20 and open fucking 30 supply drops and you have a higher chance of getting the weapon when you do it through the
Can you imagine though if you paid that much money and fucking not gotten it? See, that's where I would have lost
increase
my mind.
The chances, and this is the thing that they found out. They increase the chances of getting them if you use the paid currency. So instead of 0.5, it's like a 5% chance.
And this is actually where I think that
that's the gray
flaw comes from. Now I don't think that's gray. I think it's legitimately fucked. Yeah, because now you're not only gambling, now you're paying to get better odds.
Yeah.
Like that is the fucking gray area. The gray area is the fact that legally this is fucking gambling and they're not talking about it. The reason it's not gambling, you want to know why? Like it's because you can earn everything freely. Like because you can technically do that, even if you have a worse chance, it's not directly gambling. If the only way you can win is by playing with real money, then it's gambling. It's just raw, straight fucking gambling.
Honestly though, so I hate to throw them under the bus because I love them. But PUBG is the biggest one I can think of right now. It used to be like Team Fortress 2. Selling that fucking skirt on Steam, it should not be a thing.
Yeah, it's a joke.
If you get the skirt, even if you get it through playing the game legitimately and grinding it out and getting it from a crate, you could sell that skirt for like $150.
CS:GO was guilty of this like crazy too.
Yes, CS:GO. I mean, they were in some like legitimate hot water for a second there.
Yeah, well, it was stupid. It's a dumb thing. This should not have a marketplace. It's digital objects. They're not real.
Exactly.
Like just to remind everybody, this like as I game like with every part of my body, like I love it so much, but this is fake. Like you have to go back to real life. You have to go back outside and realize that you're not holding that gun when you go out or getting that skirt that you just bought for fucking PUBG.
And this has been an issue for longer than we even
WoW had the same
really recognized.
Yeah.
WoW had the same issue with not only
characters,
gold, but gold as well. Chinese farming. fucking characters and shit. Like, and then
a
that
real
fucking
problem with
Second
it.
Life or whatever the fuck
Second
it's
Life was a
called,
joke. Like
that
it got
was
really extreme.
it got stupid extreme.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
so I mean,
the people that I know that have played that game, including my dad who played it for a while, they came out of it realizing that they had wasted a ridiculous amount of their time.
I feel like it's like the dirty secret that the gaming industry doesn't want to talk about. You know what I mean?
It's the
And
obsession. It's the
but it's one of
obsession.
those things, as a responsible fucking participant in this industry, I feel like everybody should be aware of it and know when to put their foot down, like with this EA thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, because now it's creeping into mainstream gaming.
yeah.
And that's when I'm
that's
like,
a
that's
AAA
where I'm
game.
drawing the line.
Like,
Because like these other ones, like Second Life, I can't get too mad at because these people were willfully signing up for this.
Yeah.
Like they were going into a game that they knew was about replacing their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas EA is now doing it just to screw people. Like they're taking those ideas and those principles where they could make real money off people in like over their obsession, and they're doing it just to get money out of it. And it's just like, and I don't know if everybody at EA is evil or whatever, but like, damn it, the people that are making those decisions are the ones that are. And as a developer, I would have a really hard time sleeping about this. Like my personally, like that's just my own thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I understand it's a corporate business. Like, it's all about profits. But there's a point where the loyalty of the fan should be factored in somewhere. You know?
Yeah, and you need to make money.
You got to, well, and I get that, but you got to think of like longevity of the series, longevity of the company. Like, you would think that would be thrown in somewhere in there. Like, hey, if we fuck them too many times, they're gonna stop buying the $60 game, and then we don't get any money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. No, I agree. That at that point, it comes down to business fucking ideals, and who fucking knows these days?
Yeah. So, I think that's a good place to stop.
Yes.
We've summarized our thoughts. We do feel like that this is the line. We think that this is the place where it's forcing us to go to the bottle. You know, we're going to start drinking because of this shit. I'm just kidding. I wish I had that. Man, you always have the good stuff, and I never have the good
El
stuff.
Humidor.
Oh, that's terrible. Ooh.
Silver.
That stuff goes down rough. Anyway, so that's where it kind of brings us to like this unified stance. It's like these things seeping into our everyday gaming, our mainstream gaming is the problem. And frankly, I think that we need to make sure that this doesn't happen, but not by complaining about it. Like, our discussion is not here to just for us to feel better about us talking about it. I want you to know that it's more important that you guys go out and tell them with your wallets. Like, don't buy the games that you feel like are using some unethical practices, and support the ones that are going after and trying to protect their consumer.
It's the only language they speak.
It's the only language.
Sadly.
So sacrifice the money you're going to spend on Battlefront 2 and buy an indie game. Like, that would be your best thing you could do. Or just don't spend any money if you really want to save your money, and buy a developer that, like, from a big party developer that isn't doing this every time. So support Doom. Go buy Doom instead. Doom doesn't have microtransactions. All the DLC is free. It's so good. It's so good. Just go do that. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you, coders, for joining us today. We really love your support. Make sure to like the videos, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We just absolutely love the discussion that you guys have. We look forward to seeing you in the stream that will be coming after this. For sure, Dylan will be playing some PUBG and COD, right? I'm hopefully going to be able to hop in there real soon for some PUBG rounds. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Come right back. And as always, stay classy, coders.